that we're constantly dealing with. The next is diabolic obsession. This is when demons attack the psychological faculties, but unlike the ordinary temptation, where they attack the imagination and the emotions, they do that same thing in obsession, where they attack the imagination and the emotions, but it's so strong and powerful that the person they're practically incapable of fighting the thing off. They're incapable of dealing with it. And so what we have to tell people like that is that your job in that particular case is not to think it through. You're not going to get clarity in those moments because you're under attack. Demons do this thing called running commentary. Once they put something in your head, if you try and start reasoning with it, they keep putting other stuff in your head, and it doesn't matter what you do over the course of time, you just never climb your way out of it. So you have to stop thinking about it, and you have to fall into fight mode. You have to go after them, and you have to combat them. And there's specific things that deal with different kinds of obsession. But once they start doing that, then what will happen is that they'll actually start experiencing longer periods of lucidity. One of the ways that you can actually discern diabolic obsession from psychological obsession, the psychological obsession is actually the result of a set of mental habits. It's habits, it's patterns of thinking that people have gotten into through rumination, through long periods of time. And as a result, if you pray over somebody like that, there's no change because it's a set of habits. And it tends to be very consistent, and it tends to correlate to external stimuli, right? So when somebody says something, they react. Whereas diabolic obsession, and so it's very consistent, whereas diabolic obsession doesn't do that. It switches on and it switches off. And there's no external reason for it. The person will just wake up in the morning and all of a sudden, boom, they're just angry. And then an hour and a half later, boom, it just lifts. And they're just like, I don't know what happened there, right? And so this is one of the signs is but that time in which they're not attacking the person, how long that is tells you how strong of diabolic obsession that they actually have. So if they don't have very long periods of lucidity, that's an indicator that they're starting to approach possession, because it's a gamut, these diabolic forms of influence. People can become so obsessed that eventually the demons drive them to do something that causes them to become possessed. So this is an indicator that as you start praying, as the person starts praying and doing the combat, those periods of lucidity get longer and longer and longer. And then it reaches a certain kind of threshold where it seems like the demon's gone. They might have one or two really bad attacks. And then as long as they maintain